Welcome back to the series Bluebonnet Hunt 2020, the final episode. In our previous episode, we explored the ghost town of Pontotoc, Texas. Now we head over to the ghost town of Coutemps, Texas, for some history and exploration. This community is located on Ranch to Market Road 1222, 1 mile east of Highway 87. The community was named after Pentaka Comanche Chief Katamoxie, who gave John O. Musbach, the founder of Fredericksburg, Texas, the nickname El Sol Colorado, the Red Sun, because of his red hair. Katamoxie is best known as Musbach's Comanche guide. On February 18, 1847, Katamoxie directed Musbach to the historic meeting on the San Saba River, where Musbach negotiated a peace treaty with Comanche chiefs Katamoxie, Santa Ana, Old Owl, and Buffalo Hump. The community was originally named Cootsville after colonist Andrew Jackson Coots. Settlers began moving in during the late 19th century. When they applied for their first post office, the U.S. Postal Service said there were too many towns with the name Ville, so they changed it to Coutemps. This is one of the old schoolhouses/churches. In 1879, they got their first doctor, William Cowan, and his wife, Mary Ann. She was a midwife. He rode horseback all over the country to take care of people who were ill. His wife often accompanied him, riding side saddle and wearing a riding skirt. With her help, he brought many babies into the world. Dr. Cowan's brothers, John, Elias, and Fred, built a sawmill, gristmill, and cotton gin on the east bank of Coutemps River, a short distance southwest of the post office location. They cut oak and sycamore timber from the creek, sawed it into lumber, and built the first house in Coutemps. In 1883, Lawson Jones, a Baptist preacher, gave the ground on which to build the Friendship School, not the school that you see in the previous photo. The school building was a large lumber one-room structure. It had double doors and plenty of windows for light. The seats were made of wide boards with slat backs. Desks were attached to the backs of the seats, with a space underneath for books and an inkwell on the top for each child. Each of these seats would seat 6 or 8 children. There were 2 rows on each side of the building. The boys sat on one side, the girls on the other. Each child paid tuition. Those who could not pay were given jobs, hauling and chopping wood, building fires, sweeping the schoolroom, and cleaning the schoolyard and playground. The first teacher for this school was J.M. Heatherly, and there were many others. One teacher that taught the school decided to add some other subjects. Physiology was one of these subjects. After teaching the course for a week, the teacher received a note from a mother saying, "Please teach my girl to read, write, add, and subtract. Do not teach her about guts and bones or bathing." The Friendship School lasted for a number of years. I stopped under this beautiful old oak tree for some shade and to enjoy some lunch. It was so peaceful. As you can see, there's a cemetery in the background behind this church. The church was built about 1912. It's amazing that it is still standing. But I want you to know, this picture in 2020 and the next picture that was taken in 2015 are very different in the fact that someone has vandalized the church. The bell that you see in the front is no longer there, and it's sad to see many of the windows broken out. It broke my heart to see it in this disarray. There were a number of things that led to the decline of Coutemps. The first thing to affect its growth was the change in the mode of farming. With the introduction of tractor, one man could do the work of three. There was no further need for tenant farmers. People moved away, and many of the tenant farmhouses were torn down. This condition left fewer people to support the school and churches. The next thing that happened was school consolidation. I hope you enjoyed Bluebonnet Hunt 2020. And to my beloved Bluebonnets, I'll see you next spring, God willing.
How can you help me to keep bringing you great creative content? There's a link for that in the description below.